Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic is one that many men quietly wrestle with. How do you know when a woman wants you to approach her? Women often communicate interest in subtle, nonverbal ways, which can be easy to miss if you're unsure what to look for. A glance, a movement, a shift in tone. All of these can hold meaning, but without the proper insight, it's easy to confuse a friendly gesture with a flirtatious one, or worse, miss an opportunity entirely. This video will explore 6 clear signs that a woman may be open to you approaching her. These signals aren't loud or dramatic. They're often small, deliberate actions that say, "I see you, and I might want to connect." Understanding these cues isn't about playing games. It's about learning to read comfort, interest, and social dynamics in a way that's respectful and confident. Whether navigating a social gathering, a coffee shop moment, or just catching someone's eye across the room, these insights will help you recognize when it's the right time to take a step forward. Make sure to stick around until the end because we'll also touch on how to respond in a way that makes both of you feel comfortable and respected. Let's get into it. Number 1, the look and look away. There are moments when words aren't necessary, when interest doesn't come wrapped in a conversation, but is hidden in something quieter and far more ancient, the eyes. One of the oldest and most universal signs of female interest begins with the look and look away, a glance that lingers just a second longer than casual. A soft smile that flickers before she quickly turns away, and then moments later she does it again. It's not accidental. It's a test, a gentle wave from across the room asking without words, "Did you see me? Will you come closer?" This nonverbal exchange is potent because it plays on attention and awareness. When she repeats this motion more than once, she's not just being polite or noticing someone in her environment. She's opening a window that closes quickly unless you're sharp enough to catch it. Her eyes become the language of curiosity. Her body stays still, composed, but her gaze invites movement. She wants to see if you respond not with a forced gesture or exaggerated action, but with presence, with courage, with acknowledgement. What makes this so intriguing is how low risk it feels for her while still revealing something deeply instinctual. She's not walking up to you, she's not asking for your number. But make no mistake, she's making the first move in the safest way she knows. If you miss it, she won't chase you. If you notice and do nothing, the moment slips away, and she'll likely never give it again. But if you read the signal and respond with a smile of your own, a walk in her direction, or a simple hello, you've stepped into the conversation she started with her eyes. Many men overlook this sign because it's subtle. They're looking for overt gestures, words, or declarations. However, women have been using this form of communication long before dating apps and social norms rewrote the rules. The repetition of the look is the giveaway. 1 glance can be a coincidence, 2 might be habit, but 3 or more? That's deliberate. That's interest in restraint. What she's doing, in essence, is offering you a choice. She's signaling safety, permitting you to engage without putting herself too far out there. This makes it both sincere and strategic. She protects her dignity while still allowing vulnerability to show. And if you have the social intelligence to recognize it, you'll realize how rare and valuable that moment is. In relationships, so much begins not with a word but a look. The way she scans the room and finds you, the way she allows herself to be seen for just a second before hiding again behind the comfort of uncertainty. The look and look away is the quiet beginning of something real. All you have to do is look back and stay. Number 2, she stands near you. There's a language women speak that doesn't need words. It's intentional and subtle but clear if you're paying attention. One of the strongest yet most overlooked signals is how she positions herself around you. In a crowded room or open space, a woman will often choose to stand near the man she's interested in. It's not a coincidence, it's a quiet invitation. You might notice her standing just close enough to be within reach, but not so close that it feels forced. She doesn't have to say a word, her presence does the speaking. The space she chooses to inhabit reveals her intent. She creates an opening when she stands near you, especially when she has every reason or opportunity to be elsewhere. She's choosing to be seen, not loudly but clearly, by the man she hopes will notice. This behavior is common in social environments, bars, gatherings, group events, where physical proximity can send stronger signals than conversation. If she's with her friends and they gradually drift toward where you are, if she keeps glancing your way from the corner of her eye, if she lingers nearby longer than necessary, these aren't coincidences. They're part of a silent dance of interest where she's testing whether you'll pick up on what she's offering, access. Women who do this aren't always bold or obvious. Many are cautious about being too forward, especially in unfamiliar settings. But choosing to be close to you physically while maintaining just enough distance to let you decide whether to close the gap is a timeless way of expressing openness. It gives you the space to make the move without pressure. She's not chasing, she's allowing herself to be caught. If you're perceptive enough to notice, this type of body language also carries a crucial emotional cue. By standing near you, she's signaling comfort. She feels safe enough in your presence to break the invisible bubble that most people naturally maintain. Her choice to shorten that space is a show of trust. Not the deep kind earned over time, but the first seed of it, the kind that says, I'm curious, I feel good near you, and I'm hoping you'll do something about it. And if she glances over, that quick flash of eye contact isn't random. It's her way of checking not only if you're aware of her, but also if you're interested in her. If you meet her eyes and hold them even for a second, she'll know you got the message. And if you smile or approach, she'll understand she was right to stand near you in the first place. In a world where people are constantly distracted, phones, noise, and busyness pull us in every direction, this kind of unspoken gesture is rare and meaningful. When a woman stands near you without needing to speak, she's already said a great deal. You just have to listen with your eyes. Number 3, her movements are exaggerated. When a woman is drawn to someone, her body often reveals it before her words do. One of the most telling signs lies not in what she says, but in how she moves. Her gestures may suddenly grow more expressive, her laughter a bit louder than necessary, her posture more open and animated. These movements aren't accidental. They are subtle yet deliberate efforts to capture attention, to signal presence and desirability without ever needing to say it aloud. In her way, she's inviting you to notice her. This kind of exaggeration isn't about being disingenuous. It's about standing out in a world where people constantly compete for emotional connection. She's not putting on a show for everyone. When she leans into a story with sweeping hand movements or tosses her head back in laughter just a bit more than the moment calls for, she's sending signals in your direction, hoping you'll be attuned enough to catch them. She says, I see you and want you to see me too. Attraction often has a performative side. We all do it to some degree. However, these physical cues become essential for women, especially those who might not always take the first verbal step. She may fix her hair more often when you're near, shift her body to face you even in a group, or let her eyes linger a second longer than usual. It's not manipulation, it's instinct, a way of drawing someone closer without risking outright rejection. What makes these exaggerated movements so powerful is how layered they are. They aren't just attempts to charm. Other cues often accompany them. Eye contact that holds just a beat too long. A subtle lean during conversation. A playful touch that feels spontaneous but isn't. The loudness isn't about being louder. It's about being heard by you. The dramatic gesture isn't for effect, it's for attention. Yours. As a man, you need to read between the gestures. Don't just see the animation. Ask yourself, who is she performing for? Is she mirroring your energy? Is her attention disproportionately focused on you compared to others in the room? If so, she's likely trying to forge a connection, one movement at a time. And while these behaviors might seem minor, they often mark the beginning of something real. People don't exaggerate themselves for those they feel indifferent toward. They do it for those whose presence they want to keep. Understanding this allows you to respond with awareness instead of confusion. If you notice a woman becoming more animated and physically expressive around you, it's worth tuning in. Not every gesture is a signal, but when several appear together, it's often an invitation. Her body is speaking long before her words ever will. In relationships and dating, the loudest voices are often silent. A glance, a lean, a laugh that lingers. These are not coincidences, they're choreography, subtle yet powerful. When a woman exaggerates her movements around you, she tells you something vital. She's telling you she wants to be seen, and more importantly, she wants to be seen by you. Number 4, the smile and hair flick. Sometimes the most revealing signs aren't spoken but felt in a moment. A glance that lingers too long, a subtle shift in body language, a natural gesture that almost goes unnoticed. But for the man who pays attention, there's a world of meaning in something as simple as a smile paired with a flick of the hair. This small act, almost instinctive, is one of the most timeless signs of interest a woman can give. When she looks at you with that soft smile and her hand moves through her hair, she's not just adjusting it, she's inviting you to notice her. This behavior isn't random. It's a subtle but powerful cue rooted in biology and social conditioning. The smile draws you in and communicates warmth and openness. The hair flick adds movement, draws your eyes toward her face and neckline, and signals that she's comfortable enough in your presence to show a bit of playful energy. Often she won't even realize she's doing it. It's a reaction sparked by attraction that combines physical awareness with emotional curiosity. You might see it across the room. She meets your gaze, offers a smile that doesn't feel generic, then reaches up and runs her fingers through her hair, or lets it fall over her shoulder. In that short sequence, she's saying more than words could express. She's signaling confidence, feminine charm, and most of all, interest. The moment invites action, not a demand, not pressure, but permission. A quiet yes to conversation, a silent message. I see you and want you to see me too. Women who use this gesture do so because it works. It has for generations. It's a part of what makes attraction both subtle and thrilling. The elegance lies in its ambiguity. It's never too forward or forced, but when paired with the right energy, it speaks volumes. And for the man who recognizes it, who knows how to read the cues without overthinking them, it becomes a rare kind of green light. It doesn't guarantee a connection, but it opens the door. If you notice the smile and the hair flick, don't dismiss it as a coincidence. She's not just being polite. She's drawing you in with a language older than words. Respond with calm confidence. Offer a smile in return. Step into the moment with grounded presence. Because the most meaningful interactions often begin not with conversation, but with awareness. In that glance, in that flick, is the start of something if you're paying attention. Number 5, she creates opportunities for light. Physical contact. When a woman feels drawn to a man, she often won't express it outright with bold declarations. Instead, she'll speak through subtle gestures, through the silent language of proximity and touch. It may initially seem small, a light tap on your arm as she laughs, a playful nudge as she moves past you, or a brief brush of her hand when handing something over. But these gestures are rarely accidental. They are quiet invitations disguised as casual moments. In truth, this kind of physical contact is deliberate, though it's made to seem effortless. A woman open to you will find ways to collapse the space between you, not to make you uncomfortable, but to signal that she feels safe around you. These light touches allow her to gauge how you respond and whether the connection has room to grow. It's her way of saying, I trust you, without ever saying it aloud. You'll notice it in how she positions herself slightly closer than necessary, how her laughter might be accompanied by a hand reaching out, or how she leans in even when she can hear you just fine. These gestures aren't random, they are cues of comfort, of curiosity, and quiet permission. She is testing the waters, not to manipulate, but to invite closeness naturally and respectfully. Understanding that these minor signs aren't just about physicality is essential. They're about emotional openness. They show she's letting her guard down slowly, allowing you into her personal space because she feels something genuine. And if you recognize it for what it is, a subtle yet sincere expression of interest, you'll also understand that how you respond matters. The correct response isn't to escalate, but to reflect her pace. A warm smile, a gentle nod, a mirroring of her energy without pressure. Because for her, what matters isn't the contact itself, but how safe and respected she feels in the moment. This safety is what allows attraction to deepen. In a world where words are often guarded or unclear, physical touch becomes one of the few remaining honest signals. It's never about just the surface. When a woman reaches out, even lightly, she's risking vulnerability. And when you respect that gesture and see it not as an opening to take advantage, but as a chance to build trust, you stand out in a way that many men don't. Pay attention to the moments when she touches you in passing or lingers just a second longer than needed. In these small choices lie something far more significant: the possibility of closeness, the beginning of connection, and the slow unfolding of something real. If you know how to read it, you won't need to guess how she feels. Her touch already told you. Number 6, she finds a reason to start a small interaction or ask a casual question. It might seem random at first. A woman turns to you in a coffee shop and asks if you know the Wi-Fi password, even though it's posted on the wall. Or she leans over at a bar and asks if the seat next to you is taken, even though there are 3 empty ones just as close. To the untrained eye, it looks like nothing, just polite curiosity or casual chatter. But if you're paying attention, you'll notice something else entirely. She isn't looking for information. She's looking for a connection. These soft openers are some of the most common and overlooked signals a woman sends when she wants to create an opening for interaction without risking too much. It's low stakes, disarming, and socially safe. She hasn't put much on the line if you don't respond, but if you do, she now has permission to continue the conversation without appearing too forward. It's a calculated form of vulnerability that protects her pride while still showing clear interest. What makes these moments important isn't the question itself, it's its intention. When a woman asks you something she could have figured out independently, it's not because she suddenly forgot how to use Google. It's because she's offering you a chance to step into her space, respond, and show confidence and warmth. And she's watching how you handle that moment, not just what you say. This is where many men miss their cue. They answer the question literally with precision but no presence. What she's saying is, I'm open, talk to me, let's see what happens. These light interactions act as tests, but not in a manipulative way. They're moments of curiosity. She wants to feel your vibe, see if you're approachable, and notice how you carry yourself in unscripted moments. Women are far more socially intuitive than most men give them credit for. When she makes the first move in this subtle way, it's not because she lacks confidence. It's because she understands social nuance. She knows how to create a window for something to begin and walk away gracefully if that window stays closed. You'll often notice she follows up with something else if you engage. A light laugh, a comment about where you are, maybe even a shared observation about the environment. These are all extensions of the same moment. A quiet signal that says she's comfortable enough to linger in your presence. If a woman finds a reason to speak to you that doesn't strictly need to be said, she's offering you a gentle hand forward. Take it. Lead from there. Even though it began with a small question, What happens next is entirely in your hands. And what started as nothing might turn into something more, if you're willing to see the invitation for what it is. Final thoughts? It actually, when the intentional pattern is Facebook's clear patterns, like repeated eye contact, deliberate proximity, playful contact, aren't random. They're intentional, often subconscious ways a woman invites you to take the next step. Recognizing these cues isn't about overanalyzing every move she makes. It's about developing emotional awareness and confidence in your ability to read the room. And while these signs suggest she's open to being approached, remember, they're just the beginning. What happens next depends on how you connect, communicate, and show up as your authentic self. So stay grounded, stay respectful, and trust your instincts. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed these signs before? What signals have you picked up that led to a great connection? Share your experiences in the comments below. And if this video helped shed some light on the mysterious world of attraction, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insights into dating, relationships, and understanding the deeper layers of human behavior. See you in the next one.